Before you give up, watch this video. Stoic Wisdom. Welcome to the Stoic Wisdom YouTube channel. Life can be an unrelenting storm, beating you down with challenges that make you doubt your strength and resolve. Trust me, I've been there. There were times when I felt like I was drowning in a sea of failures with no life raft in sight. Perhaps you felt the same, standing on the edge, wondering if it's worth continuing. But the truth is, those moments when you're closest to giving up are often when you're on the brink of a breakthrough. It's in these dark hours that you discover who you truly are. I'm here to share something different. Not the usual motivational words, but 7 lessons based on Stoic philosophy that can help you find inner strength when you need it most. These aren't cliches designed to make you feel better, things you've heard 1,000 times. These are hard truths that challenge conventional wisdom. They're not easy to accept, but they have the power to change your perspective and fortify your resilience. I've used these Stoic principles in my life, and they've carried me through some of my toughest times. So, if you're ready to face these raw, unembellished truths that can help you stand strong when everything else is falling apart, stay with me. Let's explore these 7 lessons together. They might change the way you face adversity. Your journey to strength starts now. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Embrace pain as a teacher. Most people avoid pain, but what if enduring it makes you stronger? Pain is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It reveals your limits and shows you where you need to grow. Stoic philosophy teaches us to confront pain, understanding that suffering is part of life and helps us mature. Don't shy away from discomfort. Use it to strengthen your resolve. I remember a time when I hit the lowest point of my life. I had just lost my job, and everything seemed to be falling apart. The pain was immense, and I felt like I was trapped in a dark tunnel with no end in sight. Every day was a struggle just to get out of bed. I wanted to escape it all. But then I came across a Stoic principle that changed my perspective. Pain is a teacher. At first, this seemed counterintuitive. How could suffering teach me anything? But as I faced my pain, I began to see its lessons. It forced me to confront my fears and insecurities, to question my values, and to recognize what truly mattered to me. Pain became a mirror, reflecting my deepest truths and pushing me to grow in ways I never imagined. Pain strips away the superficial. It demands that you face yourself honestly and without pretense, in complete despair. But it was in that moment of extreme discomfort that I found my true strength. The world often tells us to avoid pain, to seek comfort and ease, but Stoics understand that pain is an inevitable part of life. Rather than running from it, they embrace it as a crucial part of personal growth. Think of physical training. When you lift weights, you tear muscle fibers, causing pain. But it's this very process that leads to muscle growth and increased strength. The same principle applies to emotional and mental pain. It may break you down, but it also builds you up. Every moment of suffering is an opportunity to become stronger and more resilient. One night, when I felt completely defeated, I sat alone in my apartment, overwhelmed by despair, the burden of circumstances weighing heavily on me. But in that solitude, I began to see the lessons that pain brought me. It taught me about perseverance, patience, and humility. It reminded me that life's greatest lessons often come from hardships. Embrace your pain and let it guide you, showing you where you need to grow and what you need to change. Don't paralyze yourself with distractions or run from it in fear. Face it, learn from it, and allow it to shape you into a stronger and wiser person. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Remember that the strength you gain from embracing pain is the very strength that will carry you through your darkest hours. Lesson 2. The Power of Solitude. In a world that glorifies constant connection, choosing solitude can feel like an extreme act. Yet stepping back from the noise allows you to find clarity and strength from within. Solitude is not about extreme isolation. It's an opportunity to reconnect with your inner values and purpose. When you feel like giving up, take a step back and embrace the silence. This could be the most powerful move you can make. There is a profound difference between being alone and feeling lonely. I used to fear solitude, thinking it was a sign of failure or social rejection. But it was during the toughest times in my life, when I felt isolated and cut off from the world, that I discovered the true power of solitude. It offers a unique chance to reflect and rebuild without being influenced by outside opinions and distractions. You can listen to your thoughts and feelings, confront your fears, question assumptions, and rediscover what truly matters to you. Consider this. We are constantly bombarded with messages that we need to connect, to share every moment, to seek validation from others. But this can drown out our inner voice. Solitude is an opportunity to silence the external noise and listen to yourself. It's not about becoming antisocial, but about seeking balance and inner strength. Some of the most life-changing moments for me occurred during times of solitude. When I lost my job, I felt abandoned and alone. But instead of seeking distractions, I embraced solitude. Lesson 3. Letting go of goals. Goals are often seen as essential, but they can also become burdensome. When your goals start to weigh you down, it may be time to let them go. Focus on the process and the present moment. Stoics believe in embracing the journey, not just the destination. Letting go of rigid expectations will help you adapt and grow without the pressure of achieving continuous accomplishments. I used to be obsessed with setting goals. I had a vision board and daily affirmations. I thought that by setting clear, ambitious goals, I could control my destiny. But over time, I realized that my goals were becoming a source of anxiety rather than inspiration. Each missed milestone felt like a personal failure. I was constantly stressed, trying to push progress, and when things didn't go as planned, my confidence wavered. This was exhausting, and I began to question the value of goals that were supposed to motivate me forward. The harsh truth is that goals can become shackles. They can trap you in a cycle of effort and disappointment, especially when they are rigid and unrealistic. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions and attitudes, rather than outcomes that are often beyond our control. When I let go of my rigid goals, something magical happened. I began to live in the moment and appreciate the journey itself. Instead of obsessing over the end result, I focused on the process and doing my best each day, finding joy in the effort. This shift in mindset was truly liberating. Letting go of goals doesn't mean abandoning ambition or accepting mediocrity. It means releasing the pressure of specific outcomes and embracing the flow of life. It's about setting intentions and working hard while also being open to where the journey may lead you. This flexibility allows for growth and adaptation, making you more resilient and less prone to feelings of failure. One of the most profound lessons I've learned is that life is inherently unpredictable. No matter how meticulously we plan, we cannot control every variable. By letting go of rigid goals, we become more adaptable and receptive to unexpected opportunities. We learn to trust the process and ourselves. Since I stopped obsessing over specific goals, I found greater peace and fulfillment in life. I still have dreams and aspirations, but I am no longer bound by a timeline or specific outcomes. I focus on what I can do each day to move forward and trust that the journey will lead me where I need to go. Many of the most successful and happy people follow a flexible path. They remain open to change, willing to adjust, and find joy in the process, not just in the results. They understand that true success is about growth, learning, and resilience. When you feel burdened by your goals, take a step back. Let go of the need for specific outcomes and focus on the journey. Embrace the present moment, commit fully, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Lead a daunting journey filled with uncertainty and risk. When I first launched my business, I was overwhelmed by self-doubt and fear of failure. Every day felt like a battle, but it was also a chance to grow. I learned to embrace challenges rather than shy away from them. In those early days, I faced countless obstacles, financial struggles, steep learning curves, and moments of isolation. But each hurdle taught me resilience and adaptability. I discovered that true strength lies not in avoiding discomfort, but in facing it head-on. As I navigated through the difficulties, I found that every challenge brought with it a valuable lesson. I learned to trust myself, to be resourceful, and to embrace the unknown. Instead of retreating to a place of comfort, I chose to step into the uncertainty, and in doing so, I found my passion and purpose. The process wasn't easy. There were nights filled with anxiety and days when I questioned my choices, but I realized that these struggles were an integral part of my journey. They forged a stronger version of myself. one that is not afraid to take risks and pursue dreams. When you actively seek challenges, you're not just enduring discomfort, you're cultivating growth. Each trial you face becomes an opportunity to learn and improve. You build grit, determination, and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Think about the great leaders and innovators throughout history. They didn't achieve greatness by staying within their comfort zones. They pushed boundaries, took risks, and faced their fears. Through struggle and adversity, they shaped their legacies. Choosing to confront challenges is a decision to embrace growth. It means you're willing to endure discomfort for the sake of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. This doesn't mean you should seek out pain for its own sake. Rather, it's about recognizing that the most rewarding experiences often come from the toughest journeys. One of the biggest challenges I faced was starting my own business. It was a venture fraught with uncertainty, but it ultimately became one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. Taking the leap into the unknown brought sleepless nights, financial pressure, and constant uncertainty, but it also became one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I learned more about myself, my strength, and my adaptability than I ever could in a comfortable job. Facing challenges also teaches you resilience. Life is unpredictable, and comfort can make us complacent. When you regularly challenge yourself, you build the mental toughness needed to face whatever life throws your way. You become more flexible, creative, and ready to seize opportunities when they arise. When you find yourself at the crossroads of comfort and challenge, choose the path that pushes you forward. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Remember that diamonds are formed under pressure, and so is your true potential. Seek challenges, not comfort, and you will discover inner strength you never knew you had. Lesson N: Detachment from emotions. Emotions are natural, but they can cloud judgment and weaken your resolve. The philosophy of Stoicism encourages detachment from emotions, not to become cold or indifferent, but to master your reactions. By mastering your emotions, you maintain clarity and strength when facing adversity. Detachment is not about suppression, it's about self-control. I used to be a slave to my emotions. When things didn't go smoothly, I would feel angry, frustrated, or even desperate. My mood resembled a roller coaster, swayed by the ups and downs of life. It was only when I discovered the Stoic principle of emotional detachment that I began to find true peace and strength. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience, but when they control us, they can lead us astray. We make hasty decisions in anger, become paralyzed by fear, or sink into despair when facing obstacles. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses to them. Detachment from emotions doesn't mean suppressing them or becoming numb. It means recognizing your emotions, understanding their origins, and then choosing a reasonable response. It is the ability to maintain focus and calm, no matter what life throws your way. I remember a particularly difficult period when both my personal and professional life seemed to be collapsing. My initial reaction was panic, allowing stress to take over. Decided to practice emotional detachment. I began by acknowledging my feelings without judgment, recognized my fears, anger, and sadness. Then I took a step back and asked myself what I could control in this situation. This shift in perspective was truly transformative. Instead of reacting impulsively, I started responding thoughtfully. I became more focused on finding solutions rather than drowning in the problems. My clarity and calmness not only helped me navigate the crisis but also inspired confidence in those around me. Look at the great leaders and thinkers throughout history. They weren't devoid of emotions, they mastered them. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, faced immense challenges, yet his writings reveal a man who maintained inner peace through rational detachment. Nelson Mandela endured decades of imprisonment without allowing bitterness to consume him, emerging as a symbol of hope and reconciliation. Emotional detachment is a skill that requires practice. It begins with awareness, recognizing the triggers of your emotions and how you respond when a strong feeling arises. When you feel a powerful emotion surfacing, pause and breathe. Giving yourself a moment to assess the situation rationally. Ask yourself if this reaction is helping or hindering you. Another powerful technique is to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing an obstacle as a disaster, see it as a challenge or an opportunity for growth. This change in mindset can transform your emotional response from despair to determination. When you learn to master your emotions, you become more resilient, able to handle stress, disappointment, and even tragedy with grace and strength. You become a solid pillar for yourself and those around you. Emotional detachment is not about becoming cold. It's about achieving emotional intelligence and control. Lesson 6. Be your own advocate. Don't rely on others to validate your worth or fight for you. Stand up and protect yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Self-advocacy means recognizing your value and demanding respect. It's about taking control of your life instead of waiting for others to give you opportunities. Be strong, assertive, and don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. I used to be someone who waited for others to acknowledge my worth and grant me what I deserved, whether it was a promotion at work, recognition from friends, or praise from family. I believed that if I just worked hard and silently believed that good things would come to me. But the truth is that waiting for others to advocate for you often leads to disappointment. The reality is that no one will fight for you as strongly as you can fight for yourself. The world is filled with noise and distractions, and if you don't assert your worth, it's easy to be overlooked or underestimated. Being your own advocate means recognizing your value and ensuring that others recognize it too. There was a moment in my career when I realized this. I was passed over for a promotion that I knew I deserved. Instead of quietly accepting it, I decided to take action. I arranged a meeting with my boss to present my achievements, contributions, and why I believed I was the best candidate for the position. It was a stressful experience, but it worked. I got the promotion because I spoke up and made my case. Advocating for yourself isn't just about career advancement. It's about setting boundaries in your personal life, standing up against unfair treatment, and ensuring your needs are met. It's about being assertive in all areas of your life. This doesn't mean being aggressive or disrespectful. It means being clear, confident, and steadfast about what you deserve. Many people, especially those who are naturally introverted or conflict-averse, struggle with self-advocacy. But it's a skill that can be developed. Start by recognizing your accomplishments and strengths. Write them down if needed. Practice speaking up in small ways, whether it's sharing your ideas in a meeting or expressing your needs in a relationship. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. Think of the successful people you admire. They didn't get to their current positions by waiting for others to open doors for them. They knocked on doors themselves, and if one didn't open, they found another way in. They are their own greatest advocates. This is a lesson I've seen time and again in the lives of great leaders, entrepreneurs, and changemakers. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is that you are responsible for your own destiny. This means taking control of your life and not relying on others to push you forward. When you advocate for yourself, you take control of your narrative, becoming the author of your life rather than a character waiting for something to happen. There will be times when self-advocacy feels uncomfortable. You may fear rejection or backlash, but that discomfort is worth it. Every time you stand up for yourself, you reinforce your self-worth and build your confidence. You send a message to the world and to yourself that you deserve respect and opportunity. Advocating for yourself also means protecting your mental and emotional health. It's about saying no to things that drain you and yes to things that nourish you. It's about prioritizing your needs without feeling guilty for putting yourself first. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Self-advocacy is a form of self-care. So the next time you find yourself waiting for others to recognize your worth or give you what you deserve, remember that you have the power to advocate for yourself. Be strong, confident, and assertive. Become your own protector and take control of your destiny. These lessons may be controversial, but they hold profound wisdom. Before dismissing them, consider applying these Stoic principles. Strength doesn't come from avoiding discomfort, but from facing it head-on. Be resilient, and remember that great challenges often precede the most significant breakthroughs. Life is a journey filled with peaks and valleys. There will be moments when you feel invincible, and times when you seem on the brink of despair. It is in these difficult moments, when you feel like giving up, that Stoic teachings can guide you through, reminding you of the inner strength you have to endure, overcome, and keep moving forward. Think of those who walked this path before us, from ancient Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus, to modern-day figures who have faced and overcome tremendous challenges. These individuals have shown us that embracing hardship, maintaining integrity, and advocating for oneself are not just philosophical ideals, but practical tools in daily life. I've also experienced moments of doubt when life's pressures seemed too heavy to bear. But it was in those moments that I found strength in these Stoic teachings. They aren't just abstract ideas, they are lifelines that can help us navigate our darkest days and move toward the light. Every time you choose to endure, every time you push through the pain, you are writing a new chapter in your story. A story of resilience, courage, and success. You are not alone on this journey. We all face difficulties and hardships, but together, we can overcome them. Let these lessons be your guide, and when you feel like giving up, remember that you have the power to change your story, to keep fighting for your dreams, and to become the best version of yourself. The road ahead may be challenging, but it is also filled with incredible opportunities. By embracing the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, you can navigate life's twists and turns with both gentleness and strength. You can find clarity amidst chaos, resilience in hardship, and hope in despair. You are stronger than you think, and your journey is far from over. Stay resilient, keep moving forward, and embrace your path. Remember, you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Keep the flame of hope burning bright, and let it guide you through the darkest nights. If these lessons have been helpful to you, please subscribe to this channel for more insightful Stoic philosophy. Together, we can build a strong and inspiring community. Thank you for watching, and always remember that the best is yet to come.